The Ministry of Home Affairs yesterday has clarified that the supply of non-essential goods through e-commerce companies will remain prohibited under the revised guidelines for the lockdown. Now, the order in effect is a U-turn by the government within 4 days of it allowing web portals to restart full e-commerce operations from April 20th. Now, the policy move comes at a time when executives working from home and also school students especially subscribing to online classes are facing an acute shortage of stationery, computers, phones, tablets, and other devices. Now, for some products such as mobile phones, chargers, and laptops, they have actually become a necessity. For others, replacement of non-functioning home appliances is important too. On April 15th, the Home Ministry had issued guidelines laying down the protocol for allowing select economic activities from April 20th. Now, the idea to give these relaxations was to allow a small number of economic activities in areas outside of the containment zones and hotspots. Now, as per the government notification, e-commerce companies and vehicles of e-commerce companies were allowed to actually function from April 20th. This, in effect, allowed home delivery of all essential as well as non-essential goods. Essential items such as groceries, dairy products, fruits and vegetables, pharmaceuticals, and medical equipments were already allowed during the lockdown. However, a day before the relaxed guidelines were to come into effect, the Home Ministry again modified them. And this time, non-essentials, including everything from electronics, kitchen appliances, apparel and lifestyle, beauty products, books and stationery will now not be allowed for home delivery via e-commerce. So why did the government make a U-turn here? Well, brick and mortar shops from across the country closed ranks as soon as Home Ministry allowed e-commerce companies to commence their full operations from April 20th. Now, trade body Confederation of All India Traders, or CATE, had reached out to the Prime Minister's office expressing regret over the government's decision and terming it unfair, discriminatory and unreasonable, hence demanding a rollback of this decision. These associations also maintained that small retail traders dealing in non-essential items like consumer goods and electronics were actually sitting on summer inventory and allowing only e-commerce companies to sell such merchandise during the lockdown period would crowd out the market for the brick and mortar stores. Offline retail traders were also demanding allowing home delivery of non-essential items in case e-commerce companies are also allowed to do the same, although it was a fair demand. But the government realized that home delivery of a large number of goods could also compromise heavily on the need for social distancing right now. Now, the development will throw a spanner in the works for e-commerce companies, which were already ramping up operations to prepare for the April 20th to restart operations. Earlier this week, there were reports of Flipkart and Amazon hiring thousands of delivery and warehouse staff to scale up operations and to fulfill orders of all products from April 20th. Flipkart had also announced special offers on loans for its sellers under the company's Growth Capital program. Now, both Flipkart and Amazon and also other companies had reached out to lakhs of their sellers on their portals to keep the stock ready, and analysts say that this decision now is going to have a huge negative impact on their working capital. The e-commerce firms are now asking the government to expand the scope of essential items, but whether the government does that to ease the pain of e-commerce companies is something we will have to wait to find out.